Hi, everyone. I'm Rosemary Miller here with Evan Peterson, the national spokesperson for the American Red Cross, here to tell us what the agency is doing following the Maui wildfire. Thank you so much for joining me today, Evan.
Thank you so much for taking the time to talk about this very important incident that we're dealing with and we're trying to respond to. As you all have no doubt seen the pictures, the images, and heard the stories from people here on Hawaii, our hearts break for them. We know that they've been through something so traumatic, and we are here and we are committed to helping them get back on their feet.
Absolutely. So, Evan, you're in Maui right now. What are you seeing?
So I haven't been to some of the damaged areas right now. They're doing an active investigation. They are still actively involved in search and rescue, and firefighters are still putting out hot spots. But what our operation has been focused on since the very beginning is making sure that people impacted by these wildfires are in a safe place. They are getting their immediate needs met. We are still very early in our operational response, so they need a place to stay, they need a place to sleep, they need healthy food, they need clean drinking water. And as you also know, having gone through something so traumatic, we are providing spiritual and emotional care for them. We know that this is something that is going to take a lot of time to process, to start beginning to talk about. So we have plenty of people on site here beginning those conversations for young children all the way up to our older adults.
So, what are some of the more long-term recovery efforts you guys have planned?
So our operation, as I mentioned, is still in the early processes. And so once we get people's immediate needs met and we transition people into temporary housing, we've been working with the governor's office as well as county and local officials here to move them from our congregate shelters into hotels and motels. So once we get people in a spot where they can begin that recovery journey, we're going to start talking with them about what their needs are. That is one of the biggest challenges with every single one of these major disasters, specifically here in Hawaii too, is that every single person, individual, family, has different wants and needs. So we are going to start that casework process, listen to them, and try to connect them with resources in the community and nationally to help them get in a better position.
So could you give me some figures? Approximately how many people have you all helped? How many people are in need of help in general?
Sure. So in terms of our operational response, we've had more than 300 people across the organization. So here on the island and then also on the continental United States who are responding to this disaster. Some of them are here in person in Hawaii. Some of them are back home doing this virtually. So you can play a role in our response regardless of where you are. And we've also seen a huge response in terms of just the people here on Hawaii. We've been part of this community for more than a century. We have a brick and mortar operation here on Honolulu, and there's several sites all across the different islands. Since this fire started and that call for help and response was made out to the public, we've seen more than 6,000 local residents, those who weren't directly impacted by these fires, come up to our offices and say, here's the skill set that I have. I want to help my neighbors. I want to help my friends. What do you need me to do? And we've been able to get them trained and get them actively involved in our response. So we are so appreciative to those people who have really stepped up and answered this call to help.
So have you heard any ways that, I know right now people are responding to the immediate aftermath, but have you heard any ways of like how they intend to rebuild that community?
I cannot speak to the rebuilding efforts right now. Again, I know that they are still actively continuing that search and rescue process in that area. Our sole focus right now is on helping those who have been displaced and getting them into a better position to begin that long-term recovery.
How long do you all plan to be out there?
We, as I mentioned, were here well before this incident started. We were having an immediate response to the instant that this incident occurred, and we will be here well after. We recognize that this is not going to be something that is accomplished in hours or days, or even weeks for that matter. We're looking at months, if not longer. We are fully committed to helping these people and getting them back to a better position, meeting them where they are and providing that help.
Thank you so much for joining me today, Evan.
Thank you.